Every drug explained. Every morning, billions of people around the world start their day the same way. Some reach for a cup of coffee, others grab an energy drink, and some can't fully wake up without a cigarette. It feels normal, just a small ritual, a habit that helps you start the day. But very few people stop to think about what's actually happening inside their brain at that moment. Within minutes, chemicals begin changing your perception, your emotions, your motivation, and even the decisions you make. Some work quietly and subtly. Others act fast and powerfully. Some create the illusion of control. Others slowly take that control away. Today, we're going to break down what really happens to your brain when you use caffeine, nicotine, alcohol, and other substances. No judgment. Just facts explained simply. And as we go deeper, things get even more interesting. Caffeine, energy that isn't really there. Caffeine is the most widely used psychoactive substance in the world. Billions of people consume it every day. Coffee, tea, energy drinks, soda, they all work in a similar way. When you drink caffeine, it enters your bloodstream and quickly reaches your brain. There, it blocks a chemical called adenosine. Adenosine is what tells your brain you're tired. Here's the important part. Caffeine doesn't give you energy. It simply hides your exhaustion. When adenosine is blocked, your neurons fire more actively. Your heart beats faster. You feel alert, focused, and motivated. About 20 to 30 minutes later, the peak kicks in. Your thoughts feel clearer. Work seems easier. Even difficult tasks feel more manageable. That's why many people experience caffeine as confidence in a cup. But as your body breaks caffeine down, adenosine returns, and the fatigue often hits harder than before. You may feel irritable, tired, or anxious, and then comes the thought, maybe another cup will help. That's how the cycle begins. Over time, your brain adapts. It starts relying on caffeine. Without it, you feel worse than you used to. If someone suddenly quits caffeine, they often experience headaches, fatigue, and brain fog. We joke about needing coffee to survive, but in many cases, that's simply mild dependence disguised as culture. Nicotine, the calm that traps you. Nicotine works much faster than caffeine. After a puff, it reaches your brain within seconds. It triggers a release of dopamine, the chemical linked to pleasure and motivation. At first, you feel calm, focused, and slightly relaxed. Your thoughts clear up. Stress seems to fade. It feels like the cigarette is helping you relax, but the effect fades quickly, and tension returns. Here's the trap. Nicotine doesn't actually relax you. It just relieves the discomfort created by the previous nicotine dose. Each new puff temporarily removes withdrawal symptoms. Over time, your brain learns that calm only exists with nicotine. Physically, nicotine damages blood vessels, lungs, and the heart. But psychologically, the dependence is often even stronger. People begin to believe they can't handle stress without it. Alcohol, the illusion of confidence. Alcohol works differently. It's a depressant that slows down brain activity. After the first drinks, you may feel warm, relaxed, and confident. Socializing becomes easier. Anxiety fades. That's the onset. Then comes the peak. Self-control decreases. Emotions intensify. People speak louder, laugh harder, and sometimes cross boundaries they normally wouldn't. But the brain still believes everything is under control. That's the illusion of alcohol. Eventually, the come-down begins. Fatigue sets in. Dehydration kicks in. Thinking becomes slower. The next morning, brain chemistry crashes. That's the hangover. With regular drinking, your brain begins expecting alcohol to relax. Over time, alcohol affects memory, mood, and self-control. It creates the feeling of being more alive while slowly dulling natural emotions. Cannabis changing perception. Cannabis affects the brain systems responsible for mood, memory, and perception. When it enters your brain, time may feel slower. Music sounds deeper. Colors appear brighter. Some people feel calm and creative. Others feel anxious or paranoid. The effect depends on dose and mindset. After the peak, relaxation and sleepiness follow. Sometimes a foggy feeling lingers the next day. Regular use can reduce motivation and affect short-term memory. Cannabis is often considered harmless, but it quietly reshapes the brain's reward system. Cocaine, a short burst of euphoria. Cocaine causes a rapid surge of dopamine. People feel intense euphoria, confidence, and energy. But the effect is short-lived. Soon, dopamine levels crash. Anxiety and fatigue follow. This creates a strong urge to use again. Cocaine quickly forms dependence because the brain links it to intense pleasure. Over time, normal joy feels weaker without it. If you're still watching, it means you're curious about how the brain really works. Consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. We break down complex topics in a simple and engaging way. And what comes next gets even more fascinating. MDMA, artificial connection. MDMA releases serotonin and oxytocin, chemicals linked to happiness and connection. People feel warmth, empathy, and emotional openness. Music feels incredible. Others seem deeply meaningful. But after the peak, serotonin levels drop. Fatigue and sadness may follow. Frequent use can damage serotonin systems. LSD, altering reality. LSD changes perception. Colors appear brighter. Patterns move. Time feels distorted. Some people feel connected to everything. Others experience anxiety. Effects can last several hours. LSD isn't physically addictive, but it's unpredictable. Opioids, powerful calm. Opioids create warmth and comfort. Pain disappears. Stress fades. But dependence forms quickly. Withdrawal symptoms can be severe. Opioids are among the most addictive substances. Methamphetamine, borrowed energy. Methamphetamine creates intense energy and confidence. People may stay awake for long periods. Then comes a harsh crash, exhaustion, depression, anxiety. Over time, the brain struggles to feel pleasure naturally. Psilocybin, changing thought patterns. Psilocybin alters perception and thinking. Some people experience deep insights. Others feel anxiety. Effects depend heavily on mindset. Benzodiazepines, calm that can hook you. Benzodiazepines reduce anxiety and relax the body. But frequent use builds tolerance. Sudden withdrawal can be dangerous. All these substances are different. Some are legal, some are not. Some seem harmless. But they share one thing in common. They change your brain chemistry. They create feelings that seem real. But they're temporary. The most fascinating part is that your brain can create these feelings naturally. Motivation, calm, confidence, happiness, without chemicals. If you found this interesting, subscribe to the channel. In the next video, we'll explore another surprising topic about how the human brain works. Thanks for watching.